I was thinking about, I guess I just have to jump on his head. What I said yesterday about my brother. I was just thinking about it, like, it kind of sounded like a backhanded compliment. I said he has emotional intelligence, but he's also has regular intelligence. If you just say, like, my one brother is really smart, the other one is, like, good at making friends, it sounds like he's stupid, but he's not. I don't know. I just thought that might have sounded weird. I wrote down a note about podcasts. Where'd he go? Oh. I guess I only recently started listening to podcasts a lot. Like 5 years, 6 years. But it is kind of just like having surrogate friends. Like, having people who talk about stuff that you like TV shows and video games or movies or whatever. So, yeah, I think I mentioned, like, I was listening to that Binge Mode podcast. They talk about Game of Thrones. So, like, I would watch Game of Thrones and I like it a lot, but I have nobody to talk to about it. So it's nice to just listen to that podcast. And also, even if I did have somebody to talk about it with, I wouldn't like doing it because I would be bad at talking, because I'm just bad at talking, so I would be bad at talking about it. So it's nice to, like, have people talk about stuff you like and not have to worry about, like, feeling stressed like you have to contribute. You can just listen and hear what they have to say. I don't know. I know some people get, like, frustrated when they hear podcasts because they wish they could, like, somebody will say something wrong and they'll be like, they want to chime in. But I never feel like that, really. Do I have to, like, go off the edge, I think? I wanted to talk about Game of Thrones one last time. Maybe I have to get in that little... Wait, what? Oh, I forgot about this. I just realized I can talk over the audio, because it's not English, so and there's subtitles. Okay, I'll try to talk about why. I guess I thought of another reason why maybe I didn't like the ending for Game of Thrones. I think it's the same reason a lot of people don't end up liking something is just because it didn't go the way you expected it to. So it's always good to just like, whenever you see something, to just like have no expectations and just take it for what it is. But I guess I expected kind of a darker ending than what we got. Daenerys dies, but she ends up deserving it. So it's not really that sad. It's like she dies, and it's sad for Jon because he kind of devoted himself to her and is like, that's my queen, and but it's not really that sad. Well, it's sad, but it's not dark. It's not like people dying and they didn't deserve it, like in the first season with Ned. Like, he was honorable and he did the right thing, but he still got his head cut off. I kind of wanted this season to end like that, but it didn't. Like, all the Starks get happy endings. Bran is king. Arya is captain of a ship sailing west. Sansa's queen of the north. Jon gets to live with the wildlings. Everybody gets happy ending, pretty much. That was weird that they did, like, it faded to black, but then it came back. Like, there must be something I was supposed to do. Oh, I hear him. Draco. So I wrote an example of an ending that I wanted. Basically, Winterfell falls to the Night King, and Jon dies protecting it. Maybe his dragon dies too, so they have one dragon left. Daenerys falls back to King's Landing, and Cersei won't let them in. And this is a nice moment. Let's enjoy this. Chico. So Daenerys kind of has to sack the city, otherwise everybody will die to the Night King. So she sacks the city and takes the throne. I kind of like the idea of Daenerys just ending up on the Iron Throne, even though she's like Queen of the Ashes. I think I would have liked that ending. That would have been kind of like a tragic ending. That kind of made sense. Like, the whole story's leading up to Daenerys on the Iron Throne, and then she gets it, but it's kind of tainted because she's killed everyone. So yeah. Yeah, I guess that's basic. I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier, but that's the main reason why I didn't like the last season. It just wasn't depressing enough. maybe they build like a new wall, but Winterfell is behind it. Like they lose Winterfell to the Night King. Like they fight him and push him back. I don't know. There'd have to be a reason why they lost the first time but won the second time. I don't know why they would. Has to be something with... Yeah, this is definitely it. Push me over. No. Push me again, maybe? Or... Trico, I don't know what I'm doing. I gotta do a K-turn here. Here we go. Going on vacation next month, July 2nd to July 10th. To California to see my brother. He just had another baby, actually, last week. So hopefully that'll be good. I guess I feel bad whenever I see them because I don't feel comfortable around them, really. And then I feel bad because it's like, it's my brother. Why don't I feel comfortable? We made it. Now I gotta get back in. Started listening to a new book. It's called Team of Rivals. That doesn't sound right. It's about Abraham Lincoln. And I guess it's mostly just about like politics in the 1860s. They haven't talked about Abraham Lincoln that much. I'm through like the first 2 chapters. the only time they talk about him, it's a little too much like they praise him a little too much. They're like he's a genius and he's a political genius and he was amazing at everything. And the reason why I mentioned I like that Lincoln movie is because they show him as kind of a flawed person. Like he was still portrayed in a way that made you like him, but they showed his flaws too. What? Why is it doing this to me? Okay. Dive. Okay, this is not right. Yes, I don't know if I really like the book yet that much. I've been playing the Assassin's Creed game, and I've liked it a lot more than I thought I would. I remember I stopped really playing those games because it's like the same thing every year. Is this a glitch? This feels like a glitch. Why won't it let me go down there? There's nowhere else to go. Or I'm just stupid. No, this is where I came from. The helmet. Perhaps. I think you know. I have a feeling you know what I'm supposed to do. You don't have to be so coy about it. The other thing about the book I wanted to talk about was I guess it's interesting how people in that time talked. They all cared how they sounded a lot. I mean, they're all really smart, but they didn't care about sounding pretentious in a way that I think politicians today care about. Like, they want to talk like a common person, but back in that time it seemed like Abraham Lincoln and the other people they talk about, like, I don't remember their names, like Chase or something. They talked with weird, like, really how do I get out of here? What was I saying? I guess they didn't care about sounding pretentious. Like, it would be really hard for me. I mean, I'm not smart, so I don't know, like, I wouldn't know how to talk like that. Also, I don't have a lot of practice talking like that, but it would be hard for me to even do it, even if I could, because I would be afraid of sounding like pretentious. I guess that has a lot to do with the time they lived in. Like, I mean, there were slaves around, so there was definitely more, I guess the social classes were more just like stratified, or if you were in the upper class, you didn't feel bad about it. And you didn't really have to deal with people in lower classes than you. And maybe you didn't talk to people in lower classes than you, so you kind of just felt better than them. So you didn't feel bad about feeling better than people below you, so you didn't worry about sounding pretentious. So all I had to do was just get the barrel, and I guess. It's just interesting to me how politicians today don't talk the way they did 150 years ago. I think people today would say, like, we're getting stupider. I think to a certain extent, it's kind of true. I think the smart people today, they don't get into politics. I don't know why you would if you were smart. Like, why wouldn't you just become a scientist or something? And maybe you could influence policy, but why would you become an actual politician if you were smart? I think the smart people, like 200 years ago, they really did just like become politicians and thinkers and philosophers and stuff. But we don't really, I guess we don't have a place today in our society for like philosophers and thinkers. It's all just capitalism, and like smart people start businesses and become scientists and help develop technologies and stuff. So I don't really, and there is less space between like the upper class and the lower class. There is still a lower class and upper class, but like in America, you can still, even if you're in a lower class, you might not get a great education, but you'll still go to school. And if like public schools are still paid for by the state, and 200 years ago you would just like work on a farm and that would be it. You wouldn't go to school. Is that it for today? Seems like it. knows? I wish there was some way to time 15 minutes, but I guess I'll just never know. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.